So you've done some self-development, and for a bit, things were great. You're on the right track. But then, all of a sudden, it's gotten harder again, and it feels awful. It feels like what you did didn't even work. Mm-hmm. If you want to know how to get through this, watch this video. Satomi and I are always making new videos on how to find your way, heal, and get more life out of life. So be sure to subscribe to our Sakaso YouTube channel and click the little notification bell thingy. So what you're going through is called processing, and it seems like life absolutely sucks right now. I get it. When we go through our early lives, we grow up, there's so much that we experience, and some of it can be really hard. And there can be really heavy emotions attached to those experiences. A lot of anger, right? Maybe you have good reason for that, but that anger emotion, that belongs to you, and can be part of what you're going through right now. The depression and or just feeling sad, feeling bad about yourself, being really hard on yourself, right? Everybody is so hard on themselves that maybe you've had illnesses and you've been stuck in that space for a long time. I've dealt with long-term illnesses and situations like that where I've kind of felt like that's my normal, and you don't know any other way after it's kind of been beaten into you, this heavy feeling of being down, right? You forget what it's like to be light and your true self, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, those kinds of heavy emotions, and guilt, that's another example, shame. When you experience that as you're going through your whole life, experiencing your whole life, if you've done a bunch of it, especially in one of those areas, that can stick with you. It can. I repressed lots of it, right? Lots of that anger, and holy cow, heavy stuff. When you repress it in particular, or when you really own it, it's something that is in there, and if you've done self-development, now you've connected with this. You've connected with that old heavy energy, that old heavy emotion, that old heavy way of being, like I was saying with the being sick and being down, right? And you're starting to release it. So what happens? Well, it's kind of like a boil, right? It's like a boil is like an infection deep down in your tissues, and it's got to go somewhere. It's trying to come up. And it feels awful. I mean, oh my God, what I've been through. Whew. Satomi knows how much processing I've done in our relationship, right? Yeah, I mean, oh my God.
Yeah, sometimes like you press it down because it's too painful to just feel it.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. At the time, you don't know how. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
The trauma, right?
You don't want to
PTSD,
deal with it.
right? Yeah, all that stuff.
You press it down, and it goes in deeper and deeper, so you don't feel it. Yeah. Right. That's your survival, and you needed to do that. Yeah. But now you are doing some self-development and healing. It's gonna come out. Yeah. Right. It's gonna come out. Yeah. But that's a good sign. Right. Like Paul said, broil. Right. And then it was down deep, but it's coming up to the surface, and then it pops up, and then you're gonna be healed. Like
literally boils. Yeah. You can develop boils on your skin. I did, right?
Yeah, during the process.
Rashes, like feel irritable and like itchy and bitchy, right? Just like everywhere, this reaction kind of thing.
Very tired.
Yeah, feeling low, feeling down, headaches, feeling ill, like a flu, but not, right? Dull, achy pains, weakness, sharp, really acute pains in weird places.
Where did it come from?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. All that kind of stuff. So many things that you can experience. You can be an emotional roller coaster, right? You can be all over the map. Yeah. So that process of you connecting with that old emotion, and bringing it to the surface, it can go two ways. When you're starting to process, if you don't stick with it, and stick with the whatever self-development that you're working on, or maybe try a little bit of a variation on it, right? Be open-minded about other things as well. But if you don't try something to bring it to the surface all the way and get rid of it and heal and get better, because that's what can happen, it can actually go back down, right? It can go back down under the surface and still be undealt with, right?
Because
and you stay stuck.
Yeah, because it's an ego, right?
Because of ego.
Yeah.
When I was sick for so many years, I would say to myself, I am sick, I'm sick again, blah, 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 right? I identified with it, and that became part of my identity, literally. That's my ego. I'm tied to it. I don't want it, but I'm identifying with it. So I'm actually bringing it close.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Because if you let go,
it's
who
my
am I
comfort
going
zone.
to be? Right? That unknown new person.
Yeah.
You don't know any other than being sick. And if I recover, what the world's going to be for me, kind of thing, right? And then so ego is talking to you, and just stay there. It's your comfort zone. You know who you are, right?
Yeah.
And
that's the way you're used to being.
Yeah.
The way you're used to being literally is your comfort zone. And if you're used to being sick, because it's been there for so long, that's your ego identifying with it. And it can be very tempting to give into it because it's your comfort zone. Say, come on back. You know what it's like here. This is safe, right? And this is just who you are. This is the way the world is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much you don't like the situation, right?
You can hate it, but still identify with it. Those are different things. It doesn't matter how much you dislike it, as long as you're identifying with it, that I am sick, or I just hate that guy, right? Then you're identifying with that relationship, right? I hate that guy. I hate that phrase right there, 2 words, I hate. Then you're identifying, right? Then that's how you're connecting, and you're keeping it as part of your comfort zone, right? And it's just the way you're used to being, so, you know. But that's ego, and that's what's keeping you there, and that's what could make that boil go back down and keep you stuck. It doesn't have to be that way, but that can happen. So the way to bring it to the surface and to work through it, because that's what processing is connecting with that old negative stuff, letting it come forward and letting it out. Oh my God. I spent time hours dry heaving over the toilet, crying my guts out. It was awful. I mean, it's just agony. I've had all those other things, the itchiness and all that stuff, everything I described to you there, this emotional roller coaster, everything being down, just wondering what the hell is going on, right? Thankfully, I've had Satomi as a guide to give me readings in those situations when I didn't know which way to go, and what was going on, or what way to go. You've been there as my guide. Other things that you can do. There are ways through this, right? Exercise, if that is an option, even the lightest kind, even like yoga, or just getting up and I've had like 6-minute exercises that I've done at times to help me through that stuff. Just even light duty stuff, moving your body, grounding, right? You know, connecting with nature, you do that all the time, right? And here we are, right? So being out in nature, connecting with the earth, establishing a connection with the earth can be very healing. The earth knows exactly what to do with shit, right?
Yeah, it takes all the negative stuff out from you, and then unlimitedly, right?
Because it can recycle it. It knows what to do with that shit and recycle it and turn it into something positive. One man's shit is another man's gold, right? You know, it's got all kinds of natural things to deal with it and process it and clean it up, right? Grounding emotionally, but you can also ground physically with the earth just by, you know, going barefoot and putting your feet in the grass, right? That's very, very healthy. You can give that energy to the earth. You can actually ask the earth to take it, and it will go. There's another video that we have called Breathing with the Earth, and that is an excellent way of moving that energy just letting it go and relaxing and tuning in. Meditation, that's another one, right?
Yeah.
Prayer, that's another one. Connecting with your faith. Breaking up your routines, that's another one. Just doing things differently than you've done before. Even like going out with friends. If your friends are supportive, drinking while you do that that's not recommended. Yeah, so there's lots of different options for being able to process that energy and work it through.
Just know that it's processing and you're going to get through.
Yeah.
Right? Don't let ego win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very tempting. Ego is a liar, straight up.
Yeah.
Just lies to you constantly and tries to make you feel comfortable getting into your old habits. And that's what you don't want, is sticking with your old habits. So breaking those up in some way is very, very healthy. Processing is awful. It can be a very difficult time, but it is temporary. There is a way through. It takes grit, determination, it takes courage, but there is a new self waiting for you on the other side of the darkness. If you're still having trouble with it, you just like a little hand to help you through it, then reach out to us through our sakaso.ca website. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share. And if you'd like to see more videos on how to find your way, heal, and get more life out of life, then be sure to subscribe to our Sakaso YouTube channel. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.